Check 1, 2. Well, hello there. Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 28th. I took yesterday off. I woke up feeling like absolute garbage, and as the day progressed, it didn't get any better. So I kind of took the day off from streaming, but I did get the Function app hoisted up into Azure, and it's responding to some of the calls. I haven't tested all of them because I didn't have a proper test harness set up to send messages into it. But I just updated the webhook URL in Lemon Squeezy, and I think I've got it set up to properly call into the API. I'm going to test it live and hope that it functions. And then from there, we'll see what happens. So what I did is I fully deleted the test account, both from Microsoft Entra and from the application data itself and all of that stuff. So I'm going to pop open a new window and go to Google and switch the account to, how about other accounts? Search personalization, more settings. Nope. How do I change the account that I'm attached to? Add account. Here we go. Other accounts. Here we go. Boop. Next. I noticed yesterday that a whole pile of my apps and stuff were prompting me to re-authenticate. Continue. Use Touch ID to sign in. I noticed yesterday that I had to re-authenticate to all kinds of apps and stuff like that. Fine. 450. It's asking me to do all kinds of stuff. Not now. And let's go to Gmail for this account. Here we are. And these two are old, so I'm going to nuke them. Bye. Okay. No, I'm not going to use Chrome. Okay, so let's dive in. And we'll come here. All right, everybody can see me. And here's this. All right, well, let's sign up or sign in. And we will sign up. And we are going to use his testing stuff. Send me a verification code. So now I'm going to pop over here. Yeah, I know. Here's this. I got to grab this. Copy. I got to do something about that banner. I got to replace that. So copy this. Paste it here. Verify. New password. Use a strong one. Just going to copy this to my buffer. Display name. Test Rob. Rob tests again. Create. Update the password. Now, the first login takes a minute because it's doing a few things in the background. We should be able to load in. We are not a feature user. Okay, so it looks like the upgrade your account thing, that code hasn't been integrated yet. But that's okay. It at least knows who we are. And I can roll some dice. And I can pick some options. But as a free user, I cannot generate AI descriptions or save yet. I got to add logic to allow the save button to appear when there are free slots available. So let's find out what the heck is going on with that missing UI that I had updated the other day. And I suspect it's because I haven't deployed that code yet. So we'll open up Visual Studio Code and we'll load the app. Oh, I don't want that showing when I bring it over to the other screen. Heck no. So pull this over here and get it adjusted so that it's on the right thing. And pre-launch tasks is all checked in. And why don't we do this? We'll do a little bit of GitHub manipulation. But first, I'm going to build. Off you go. Make sure everything's A-okay. And it appears to be. So that's good. I've still got all those compiler warnings. I really thought I went through and cleaned all of these up, but I'll have to do that again soon. All right, so it builds. Let's go ahead and run it just to be absolutely certain. Because I know I did all this stuff. All right, let's sign up as Rob is testing, or is testing Rob, or whatever the heck. Okay, hello test Rob. And here's my upgrade experience. Okay, I know what we need to do. Stop the app, flip to main, boop, and I want to sync. Yep, do the thing. All right, that appears to be done. I will flip back to pre-launch tasks. And we're going to do a little bit of git merge from main. And it looks like I haven't got any of that stuff. And it wants me to restart my extensions so the Copilot's happy. Yeah, fine. Let that sign in invisibly. Boogity boogity boo. All right. And I think we're okay. So let's go to GitHub. Oh, no. Just took a minute for the compiler to catch up. All right. I really ought to mess about with DeepSeek one of these days. See what all the fuss is about. Holy cow! I've got all kinds of stuff in here, and I really need to clean up my branches. Let's do a pull request from pre-launch tasks. All right. Improves the UX for brand new signups. Adds an upgrade button for free users to set up a subscription. Create. Excuse me. All right, no conflicts. I do want to let at least one of these guys run. That's been run. Let's just let this check go. While that happens, I'm going to pull this over here and look for to-dos. Here we go. Create. Got that. Just while that runs, let's take a look at my big long to-do list. As a matter of fact, let's open this in a new window and shrink that down because y'all don't need to see my stuff hanging out there. All right, so managed identity, we are not going that route. Font, strike through, and check it off. Font, strike through, check it off. I've got those. Font, strike through, got it, got it. And then I think we've got that linked. Because I don't know if you noticed, but after I established the identity for istestingstuffrob@gmail, I was able to log in and access the create NPC experience without getting those Blazor errors. So groovy. Load NPC is no longer throwing an error. First load is now showing the quota info. All right, a script to move all token consumption. I have to do that yet. Loading usage doesn't seem to update when the refresh quota state arrives back at the client. I need to relook at that. Add upgrade account people a button. I've got that. And what we're going to do right now that the pull request has happened, well, we haven't completed it yet. There we go. All the checks ran. We had to actually do it. And let's go ahead and delete that branch. Now we'll come over to actions, build and deploy. Oh, wait, what's this? Looks like it's running that CI again. I really ought to edit that. Because running this 3 times for a single operation is a little much. But we'll let it run. Take another look at that note while that's doing its thing. Let's just shrink this down a little more so we can watch it in the background. There was a thing I had just thought of. Oh. Yes. Update the create NPC feature to allow free users to save if they have enough storage slots. make sure there's logic in place that checks quotas when the save or generate AI details buttons are clicked, and return early if there is not sufficient quota. Improve the error checking in the generate AI details workflow when the response JSON cannot be parsed. Looks like the CI build from merging and repushing is completed, so let's deploy. And we'll run that on the main branch because that's what we just pull requested into. Because I remember the reason I just added that item to my notes, this one, nope, this one, the error checking and the generate AI details. I noticed last week that occasionally it was failing to actually generate details. And I tracked it down to the output from the model was not parsable JSON. Like it was running into issues and stuff like that. When we get back to the C# layer or the main application where we're taking the AI output and plugging it into the NPC. But this is an occasional bug. This is an occasional issue. For now, let's make sure that the generate details button and save character buttons stay live on the UI. The AI quota does not get incremented when this happens. Okay, so those are some defects that we need to, or that I need to take a look at. Sup, Johnny? I am in the process of running the CI/CD scripts for the main application. Let's see here. Where's Azure? Here's Azure. Here's my public hooks. I'm going to open the home page in a new tab. It's probably going to make me log back in. Yeah, let's sign in here, but I don't want to log into that tenant. Need to switch to this directory. And I want to go to the actual app. Here we are. And I believe we are mid-deployment. It says it was successful. This also says it was successful. So let us come back to where are you? Which window is it? It's this window. All right, let's reconnect because the actual code and everything like that running up on the server. All right, let's sign out. I'm going to need to re-authenticate here. So sign in. Use this, and my finger is my password. Here we go. There's that upgrade now button, but for some goofy reason, the CSS isn't loading. Let's inspect that element. Like some of the CSS is loading, but not all of it. So let's take a look at the network tab. We'll disable the caches and reload. There it is. All right, we've got a slight overlap here, but I can live with that. It's fine for now. Ah, very good. Johnny's working on a website for his cat, and his cat is very cool. So upgrade to premium account to unlock. All right, this is where it starts to get spooky. So let's see what happens. Look at that. Is testing stuff. Rob at .com. We're going to use a fake card. Oh no. Oh, that's horrifying. Okay, cardholder name is Rob Tests is testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Poplar Drive. What the heck? Their tab indexes are a little goofy on this site. And let's say we are in, I don't know, Lumberton 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. Oh no. That's rough, buddy. All right. Now, moment of truth. Let's go. Yeah. Refresh this. And push the button. Let's see what's what. So this is just pretending to charge a pretend card. It's processing. Continue. There's not actually a receipt coming to my inbox. Here's this. And refresh over here. It says it updated just fine with a 200 response of empty. And the created is a 200 response. So let's see if it actually updated anything over on this side. So we'll hit the home page. I might have to sign out and sign back in, which is not ideal. I'd rather have that happen automatically, but I'm not sure how to make that happen. Okay, so it looks like the webhook processed, but the API did not do everything it needed to. Okay, I don't need this web inspector anymore. You can go away. I do need to go to Azure. And let's see here. Logs? No, it wants me to use application insights for viewing logs, but I wonder if I can see anything over here. Data in. I've got a few requests. Data out. I don't see any server errors. Can I see anything in the log stream yet? Oh, I can. Let's see if it'll give me anything useful. This log stream is not wonderful. Deployment version 128 at 1514. That was a while ago. No app ID found in the JOT token. So it may have. Oh, wait. Retrieving user account for ID. Failed, not found. Customer account, exiting loader create. Okay, profile loaded successfully. So this was me logging in. And let's see here. At 1524, this looks like starting to process our webhook request. Audience validated. App ID whatsy is allowed. HTTP request post from Lemon Squeezy checkouts. Logical handler. Sign up is working fine through Entra. It looks like it looks like not everything that I needed to have happen happened while processing these webhooks. No app ID found in the JOT, denying access. Okay, I need to know about that one. JOT. No app ID found in the JOT. Okay, so it looks like No, actually, I think I know what's happening is the JOT token that is being provided from the function app over to the API when it tries to make the call is not there. So I'm going to need to take a look at a couple of things. So it's not a problem with the GM Tools app. Let me pull this over here, and I need to figure out how to debug this. I think what I might have to do here, I'm going to close that instance of code. And here's my Finder, TDMF admin. Open that in VS Code. Here it comes. All right, so here's all this stuff. And there's all that. And that is that. Hooks process store event. That's all fine. Get token async. I'm going to need to drop a breakpoint right here. And I think what I might actually need to do here is spin up a console app to try and see what's in this token. Excuse me. But before I do all that stuff, I'm going to pull this. Actually, I'm going to hide my screen share for a minute while I check on some settings. Clients, functions, environment variables. Okay, so that is there. That's good. And let's make sure that my configuration has that one whitelisted, and it does. Okay. Let's see here. So that's that. Oh, wrong environment file. Here we are. There's my required scope. Okay, that's all good. And let's see here. We've got that. And so what I'm going to do real quick Oh, are you talking about the sign up for the app and stuff like that? It's everything's in test mode right now, but one of the things I'll be doing this week, once I see all of the back end orchestration happening and working, is attaching the actual application to a subdomain off of the one that I registered to host this thing last fall, and making sure everything still works, because I'm sure that when I attach it to a domain or change the domain name, I'm going to have to alter a few things here and there throughout the system. But once that's done, I'm probably going to start the private beta. Basically, it'll be live. People will be able to sign up, but I'm not going to start marketing it. I'm not going to say to the world, "Hey, world, I built a thing. Come and give me money." I'm going to say to a few friends, "Hey, friends, I built a thing. Come and give me money and tell me what needs to be fixed." So I need to figure out what's in this bearer token and what all is coming back from it. I feel like I'm missing some things. I feel like those are in the those are going to be hiding in the app registration and stuff like that. But before I do any of that, I'm just going to add a new project. We're going to make it a console app, and I'm just going to call it tests slash app auth test, and we'll let it go into the default directory. We'll create the project. I'm going to spin a new branch from main and testing. Whoops, can't start it with a slash. Testing slash function app token. There we go. So app auth test. Program CS. Console write line, blah, blah, blah. And I am going to pop up to my function app. And I'm going to grab this whole thing, except for the namespace. But let's just spin down here, copy this, new file, class, token factory. Paste all that stuff there. Back up here to admin API options. Grab all this stuff. Paste it right here. Add a package. Azure.identity. Yep, that's the one I want. There we go. And I should probably also bring in logging. Do I need logging? Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Let's just 86 that. Bye. Console.writeLine. Failed to get token. .writeLine. ex.message. Save. And we can zap that. Bye. Save. All right, so we've got admin API options. I'm going to call this token factory. Here we go. I've heard of Linode, but I don't know much about it. It's another one of those things like Vercel or Cloudflare or whatever. Close admin API options. And then, okay, I'm going to share my screen for just a second. Here's this. I've created a new console app called App Auth Test. I'm going to zap that in a few minutes. But I've added a internal class called Token Factory. It's got some variables on it and a static task, get token async, that will get me my auth token. And it'll let me step through things. I think I'm going to move this out to program CS. Get rid of the internal. Using app auth test. Using Azure Identity. Using Azure Core. Here's all the things. Console write line. I'll just zap that. And var options equals new token factory. Var token equals await get token async with the options. Okay, right on. And now decode the token and look at the claims in it. Apple I, help me decode the token, please. All right, let's accept this, and we're going to need to do a little bit of fixing using Copilot. System identity model tokens JOT. Okay. So let's add a nugget package, system.identity model. Go ahead and add it. We'll add the latest. Using system.identity tokens. You know, I thought we just added that. Packages. We update it. That may be an old 4.0 thing. It might be deprecated. Let's close that. What if we get rid of this and replace it with Microsoft identity. Pretty sure that's the right one. Let's try that one. Derp identity model dot JSON web tokens. New dot identity model dot tokens dot crypto provider security token handler. I can never remember how to do this, even though I did it just last week. Not default token lifetime in minutes. And you know what we're going to do? We are going to go to Microsoft Copilot. Go away. And say, hi there. What libraries do I need to add to my .NET 9 console app that will allow me to read a JOT token, print its claims to the console. I feel like system.identity model is deprecated. It gets a warning icon in VS Code when I add it. Okay. And let's see, here's Microsoft Identity Model. Go away, local settings. Yeah, identity model.tokens .json web token. I probably have to bring in the JSON web tokens explicitly. Let's find out. Microsoft identity model tokens JSON web tokens. And let's pull this in. And var handler equals new JSON web token handler. And then I can do handler.read. As JSON web token with a lowercase o. And that'll get me my claims. And then I can see the values. Groovy. Now, bear with me for just a minute because I do need to go back to my main screen and add these values to the token factory. And some of these values you cannot see. So let's do this. Boop. Region, secrets, C. Pound region, or wait, and region. There we go. Now I can go get these secrets from my function environment. Pull you over here. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. I'm going to grab the scope. Paste, and I'm going to surround that in quotes. And then finally, the API base URL. Copy. Paste. Hide my secrets. Close that window. Close that window. Oof. And I can come back here. Main screen turn on. And you can see that I hid all the stuff that I just copied and pasted inside a region. Just in case I forget. Save this. Save this. Come all the way home. And drop a breakpoint right here. I apparently do not need those two using statements. Fine. And let's run app-auth test. Debug, start new. I wanted my Mac password. I'm going to step over that. And just in case it decides to show some silly things. Hey, Mischief the cat is back. Hello, Mischief. How are you doing right now? Just want to make sure my options are populated. We are. And now let's step into get token async. And auth token is string empty. Cross your fingers, cross your eyes. I've got a token.token. And let's print some claims out. Now, do I have an app ID? I do indeed have an app ID. Oh, right on. Erkamus, how are you, man? So that's all the stuffs. Groovy. So let's see. That all looks fine. And the thing has gone to sleeps. So I am going to remove that. Okay. Yeah, get lost. I know you're not part of the workspace. Let's come over here. Almost. Very close to production. These changes I am going to discard. So we're going to delete those files. And we're going to go back to the main branch. I don't have any changes over here, so that's good. Now, just for comedy's sake, let's bring this back up. The API is still sitting there waiting for information. So that's cool. I'm going to come over to Lemon Squeezy. And this guy, I'm going to resend that webhook. Oh, wait. It looks like it has not sent any webhook requests. Let me refresh this. Here we go. Subscription created. It gave me a 500 with an empty response. And that gave me a 500 with an empty response. So let's take a peek at what's going on. Let's do the subscription created. And I'm going to hit resend. And we should see some log messages start to roll through here in just a minute. Here we go. It's creating claims identity. And no app ID found in the JOT. Denying access. Okay. So something ain't happening right. Okay. So that failed miserably. I'm going to need to set up the webhook to run locally on my laptop and see about what is going on with that JOT token. But we know what we're doing this afternoon. So I am in the process of debugging probably the last thing I need to debug, besides a couple of enhancements in the actual UI application, because I've got a relatively smooth experience happening on the UI, where as a brand new user, I can come in, sign up, establish my identity with Entra. It loads in, shows me a new button on the home page. So I'll sign out real quick. And I'll pull this over here. So if I sign in, and I'll give it my fingerprint, and in we go. So I've already done this process, but I can go upgrade now, and I hit that button. It takes me to the store. I do all the things on the store, and push the button, and then that generates a webhook request down to a function app. The function app is actually getting the webhook, but when the function app tries to authenticate against my backend API, the token that's being constructed isn't quite the right, it's not quite in the right state. So I need to troubleshoot and figure out what's going on with that. The iframe doesn't, the iframe, it's /stream. Yeah, in a minute, Mischief. So what I got to do is I got to change I got to set up the function app to run locally on my Mac, change the function app address, or change the webhook address up in Lemon Squeezy to hit my local development environment, and then analyze that token that's being built inside the function app code, because I suspect that there's something missing there. So yeah, we shall see what we shall see. I should probably also take a look at the code in the API application itself. It's functions. Let's take a look in here. And I believe it would be in the middleware, or the API services, endpoint logic, webhook request cache. It's probably here in program CS. Oh yeah, it is. Require authenticated user. Find first, app ID. So if the app ID is empty, contacts.user, and it tries to find the first claim called app ID. So I wonder if I should temporarily log the claims that come in. I think I might actually do that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to do that in between now and next time. So I'm going to create a new branch right now. Testing / troubleshoot function app auth. Bam. All right. And I'll be able to deploy from that manually. And I want to fix that spelling mistake. And in here, log out all claims in the current identity. Save. All right, and I'll do that next time when I come back this afternoon. So thanks for hanging out. But once I've got this piece done, I'm pretty confident that the rest of it will flow through just fine, because I have I've tested the snot out of the actual use case implementation that the API is exposing, that transforms a user's free account into a paid account, adds all of the things that need to be added, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty confident that that stuff's all going to just run smoothly. So once I'm over this Jot token hump, I should be in a pretty good place. So cool. So, folks, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. And before I log, because I said I would, I'm going to pop open a new window. I'm going to shrink that down and go to, it's mischiefthecat.net. Here's Mischief. And I'm going to hover over him. Yeah. Okay, that just loads up mail. Don't save. I don't see a new iframe though, unless it's this div here, Mischief. Yeah, just for giggles. I don't want to install those right now. Stream.html. Oh, right. Slash stream.html. Not seeing anything yet. Is it loading? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing anything yet. But that'll be cool once you get it running. All right, folks. I got to go do stuff and update a little bit of API code so that I can try and figure out what is going on with these with this missing app ID claim. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll try again later though, or I'll try again now. New window. Mischief the cat slash stream, and let's make it big. Yeah, I don't think that's that. Let's see what's going on in here. Yeah, you don't have anything in the body. Iframe source is that. Hello, full screen. Yeah, it looks like there's something not quite right going on in here. Let me try it in Edge. Okay. Okay, so it works in Edge, but it doesn't work in Safari. Safari can sometimes be more than a little bit weird. So yeah, I wouldn't sweat it too much, though you might check it on an iPhone and make sure it behaves itself over there. I know iframes are frequently seen as security problems, and a lot of people don't like to use them. I'm one of them. But yeah, I know sometimes even some browsers um, will block iframes. I might have something in my Safari's security settings that's causing that problem. But I've got a little bit of work to do between now and one to try and figure out what the heck is going on with that app ID. And yeah, I will. Yeah, Safari is weird frequently. I dig it. I like it a lot, but yeah, it sometimes has a little bit of weird nanny behavior to it. But yeah, so until next time, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sharing your stuff, Mischief. And I'll see you all next time. Happy coding, friends.